Welcome to the Petronas Sepang Racing Team online quiz, Lockdown. Tell us about your animal kit.
This is my best friend. It's a
Dyson.
in a Dyson.
I got a guitar, a small one.
Yeah.
Ukulele. Yeah, ukulele. Brilliant.
Okay, welcome to the Petronas Sepang Racing online quiz, Lockdown. This pit 3 contestants against each other in a now 5-round contest. If you haven't seen it yet, please check the previous episodes available on our Facebook page. It's well worth a look. Thank you everyone who watched, liked and gave us comments. But now for this week's quiz, let's meet the contestants.
Contestant number 1 is the star striker in SRT FC and also a hairdresser.
Good to see you again, John. You're looking about 5 years younger than you were before. What's been happening up in Scotland?
How's it going, Andy? Yeah, nice to be back on with you. I've been following the last couple of shows. It's been really good to watch. Not much, really, to be honest. It's kind of same old. Been spending time with family back in my family home where I've not been for quite a few years, so that's actually been quite nice. And then the obvious things, trying to keep fit during this lockdown to be ready to get back racing as soon as we possibly can.
So it's unlimited outdoor exercise now in the UK. How's the battery life on the Garmin going? What's your biggest ride so far?
Yeah, it's been nice. I actually done a good ride the other day. I went right up through Glencoe on the bicycle, up through where they filmed the original James Bond movie. So that was quite nice. It's something I wanted to do for a long time, but generally there's a lot of cars and a lot of tourists on that road. So taking advantage of the quiet roads and made a big loop up through there. So that was quite nice, quite enjoyable.
Sounds good. Any more hairdressing exploits? It looked like your own hair could do with a bit of a trim.
Yeah, my own hair could do with a trim, definitely. That's I've kind of went for the opposite look to most. Most people are growing a beard and shaving their hair. I've decided to shave my face and grow the hair. So I'm gonna turn up to the first race, hopefully with hair looking like Franco Morbidelli's is the plan.
It's a good challenge, eh? Well, you're looking well anyway, John. So let's go and meet the next contestant.
Contestant number 2 has been known to perform karaoke in Kuala Lumpur city centre and also hoover his patio.
Good to see you again, Jake. What's been happening? Firstly, how's the hoover? Have you been hoovering anything you shouldn't have been doing recently?
Well, no, I've actually had to give it up a bit. So I'm moving on to cleaning the floor today. So that's the new thing, cleaning floors. Got to do something different each week.
Okay, floor cleaning, that's good. Nice to hear. As well as you got a lockdown podium on your first appearance, which was very good. You've also enjoyed virtual glory with the team's first virtual podium in the virtual races. So we want to know, how was the virtual champagne? Did you celebrate at home?
Bonus is good, so I don't know if the team like it when I sent the invoice, but it was perfect. No, it was good. It was actually quite good fun, to be fair, to that online race. It's always carnage because everyone's wanting to win it. So, and plus, when you crash, it doesn't hurt. So it's always a bonus.
Good. Okay, thank you, Jake. Let's meet the third and final contestant.
Contestant number 3 demonstrated high-class promiscuity last year by riding in MotoE, Moto2 and MotoGP.
Hi Bradley, it's electrifying to have you here. Obviously, rider with the With You Motorsport team in MotoE, as well as a super super sub, standing rider, international man of mystery. What's your lockdown setup? What's been happening? What have you been up to?
Good to see you guys. To be honest, not an awful lot. Just waiting for everything to happen. I've caught up with Jay a couple of times on Zwift, so we've been riding interactively together. I think I was the last time to. I know I wasn't. The Moto2 and Moto3 boys rode in Qatar, but last time I was out was Jerez, so we're going on 8 weeks ago. Missing riding motorcycles, but let's talk about, I don't know. So have we got motorcycles in this quiz?
No actual motorcycles. We tried interviewing and asking questions to motorbikes. They don't answer. They're no good. No good as a contestant. Sorry.
Damn it. I hope this isn't too much general knowledge.
Yeah, we'll be asking you about pop-its from the 1980s and all kinds of things. But good to see you, Bradley. You're gonna find out what's in store. Those are our contestants, and you can find out about 2 of them at least on our website, sepangracingteam.com. But now for our fan question section. So, fan questions, where one fan will win a pair of Monitor Moniflex trainers. Let's ask first John McPhee. John, first question comes from Instagram. Donald McGill says, was it difficult to get started in racing being from Connell?
Yeah, good question. It was actually. It was very difficult. Not a very natural route or place to come from to try and get involved, especially in road racing. The motocross scene up here is actually quite big. There's a lot of people do it. And that's kind of how I got involved. I started racing at the local track when I was 5, raced there for right up until kind of 10 to 11 years old, and then went to Knockhill. Knockhill was the local, and even at that, it was like 2.5 hours away. So, I think in general from the UK is not the easiest of places to get involved, especially to arrive in World Championship. But then coming from Scotland, where we literally only have 2 tracks, it wasn't easy. But good facilities when you make the journey and put the effort in, and have obviously a family behind you. It definitely paid off in the end.
Indeed. Very good to see you. But so that's Donald's question. Next question is also from Instagram, Alex_fly5. What's been your best moment on track? Best moment?
Definitely, 2. Definitely Le Mans 2019. The first win for Petronas, Sepang Racing Team, was a special moment. And then, of course, my first Grand Prix victory as well. It was in the rain. Which that year as well, with the bike that I was on, was a little bit unexpected. So, yeah, I think I can't choose between the 2 of them, but they're 2 special moments.
Very good indeed. Very good. Right. Next questions for Jake. First question is from Facebook, from David John East of the Jake Dixon fans group, and he asks, apart from Silverstone, which European
That's
circuit?
His own page.
Yeah. He's asking him. You think he'd ask himself a better question when it's
he set this up, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Apart from Silverstone, which European circuit is Jake's favourite?
I actually really like Japan. When I was there first time last year, I think that's pretty good. But there's so many that I can't pick. Honestly, coming from British tracks over here in the GP scene, it's so different. So they're all pretty good compared to the likes of Cadwell Park. Even though I like them sort of tracks, it's just so different. So they all feel pretty special.
So no one else noted. Okay, so Jake has a map of the world behind him, and the question was, apart from Silverstone, which European circuit is Jake's favourite? And he gave us Japan.
Okay, Le Mans. Bradley,
Okay.
I like the way you're not piping up on this. No better, mate.
So there you go, David John East. Le Mans, so that is in Europe, so that's good. Next question for Jake, and hopefully there's no opportunity to go off-piste on this one. It's from Instagram, and the name is lee.re.o.na, Leorona. What is the story behind number 96, your race number?
Well, I couldn't run 27 that I ran in BSB, so I thought, what can I run? So I thought of several numbers, and then I came up with 96 year I was born. Nothing really that special behind it.
96, Jake, is a couple of numbers, not several numbers.
Oh my God. Why am I just getting absolutely rinsed in? Not very nice.
It's a good start. It's a good start. Don't worry, it's going to continue. Don't worry, it's continue. But Bradley, we have the next questions for you. And this is an interesting question. And there's certain pitfalls and perils in your answer here, so think carefully. This is from Withy Motorsport on Instagram. Is it true that you have the most beautiful team in the paddock?
I think that it is true. My team's a little bit of a family affair because I'm the rider and my sister's boyfriend is the crew chief. So it's a little bit of a Smith family setup going on. Obviously, Paul is a handsome fella. And yeah, we have a good bunch of guys.
Now it's tough here because obviously you are linked. It's you're like a distant cousin of the Petronas Sepang racing team family. So we'll let you away with that. I was considering giving you negative points if you said you were the most beautiful, and I think we've got good-looking guys like Jake and John in our team. So difficult one. But let's go to the next question. This comes from James Doyle on Twitter. How long will it take for MotoE to become MotoGP? Interesting question. Controversial.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not actually sure if MotoE will ever get there. I mean, it's definitely new technology at the moment. Electricity seems to be the way that they're pushing. But I honestly believe by the time it would get to MotoGP, it would be a different type of combustion engine. I think they'll come up with a cleaner fuel, as so to speak. So I think we'll have a different combustion engine racing at the elite level, whether that be in Formula One or in MotoGP. I don't think electricity is the future, but it certainly is the power supply for us in MotoE at the moment for the next few years.
Good answer. Interesting answer. Now, I've got to award a pair of the trainers, and I think it goes because of Jake's answer. David Johnnies of the Jake Dixon's fans group gets this pair of trainers, and they may be worn out by the time they walk all the way to the European circuit in Japan. So trainers awarded. That's good. That means fan questions over. Now we go to round one. Okay, so this is Wine and Dine, and it's brought to you by Barracuda. This is where we find out what culinary delights our contestants have been creating whilst under lockdown conditions. So let's wake up and smell what our contestants have been cooking. Let's start with contestant number one. John, what have you made since last time? And can I just share with you, because there's a particular bit of Scottish cuisine, a Scottish delicacy that I absolutely love, and that's Scottish tablet, which is a very good energy source, I think it's safe to say. So if you could make some and bring it to the track, you will get bonus points on that. But what have you been cooking since last time? What else has been happening?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've since the really bad attempt at the beef stir fry I was making last time, my mum has kindly said, look, just stay out of the kitchen. But what I have been doing is well, first of all, relying on mum's home cooking, but secondly, I've been trying to make my own kind of bars, energy bars, when I've been out training. So I've made an attempt at some flapjack, and we also made, it's not very healthy, but we also made some carrot cake. So I won't take full credit for making the whole thing, but I did make these two sweet treats, which went down pretty good.
I've got to award the points, obviously. I like carrot cake, flapjack, but you're getting help, and your poor mum's having to slave away for you, So 5 points. It's a low score for you there, John, for the outset there.
disappointed in myself.
Talking of low scores, we go next to Jake, and we're not even going to ask Jake, what have you been cooking? We know you haven't. We're going to get the real expert involved, I think. Is Sarah around? Can we, the brains of the operation?
Wait, I'm the brains. I just give her the ideas.
Well done, John, on your career. Okay.
Thank you.
So what would it be like having Jake in the kitchen if he had to cook? If you were away, what would happen? What would happen? Let's give us an insight.
Stressful. Messy.
Messy. Come on.
A lot.
Come on. Talking from the expert over here who makes enough mess when
don't bite off the hand.
Oh,
and also swearing.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Bradley, you're involved in that, mate.
Like, absolutely not. You are a potty mouth.
Absolutely not.
So Sarah, quick question: what have you been feeding that fine specimen of sporting acumen next to you? What have you been eating during lockdown?
Cookies, healthy cookies.
Babe, this is babe.
No, good,
God.
healthy cookies.
God, guys, I'm gonna come back about 10 kilos heavier.
Lemon cake.
Anything that's full of basically.
Ooh.
Oh.
So a good insight into the. Thank you, Sarah, for that insight and input. It doesn't sound like you're eating that healthily, Jake. We're going to have to give you. It's a low score as well, and you haven't been making it. We know you haven't been making it. Don't pretend. Bradley, lockdown time. We haven't asked you this before. What's the home cuisine in Chateau Smith? What's your finest cooking accomplishment?
Yeah, to be honest, during lockdown, I was really afraid of going to the supermarket. So basically, I went online and ordered HelloFresh. And basically, you can pick the meals that you want, and they send it to you in a box of full of the ingredients. And then obviously, it gives you a step-by-step guide in terms of yeah, absolutely, I do. Step-by-step guide how to cook it. And yeah, I actually been surprising myself. So I've had numerous different dishes. I normally have 4 or 5 a week, and then I kind of either get a takeout one night a week or something like that. But actually, yeah, I would say I've got better and better at cooking during the lockdown. So it's been good.
I quite like that. It's a good strategy. Having all the ingredients made out and step by step, that's good. I'm going to give you 7 points for that.
At least like that, there's no waste.
Hey,
exactly.
What takeout do you have? A takeout.
What do you mean? What takeout do I have?
Well, you said you had a takeout.
I have that European dish of noodles and what is it? Hong Kong style chicken.
I'm vegan, mate.
Sorry.
Oh God.
Hong Kong style tofu. There you go. Easy. Hong Kong style lentils. Okay, so that round is over. First round goes to Bradley, and round one over. It means we go to round 2. So this round is Lockdown Lunacy, and it's brought to you by With You. Here we want to know what's the daftest or most out of character thing that contestants have done whilst under lockdown. We've heard about John cutting his dad's hair and Jake hoovering the patio before. So what else has been happening, and what's Bradley been up to? Let's go first to contestant number 2. Jake, any more inappropriate use of home devices?
No, I've been pretty sensible, to be fair. Apart from hoovering the patio, that's about as good as it gets in the household. So, yeah, not a lot's been going on. So,
now, you did say before home decorating something you're not going to do, but have you moved, or have you put the map of the world up behind you? Is that new?
No. That I've moved from one corner to the other, so it just makes it look
trying to show your better side. Okay, we understand that it's not working. Okay, so what about contestant number 2, John? What about you? Any more home hair cutting?
Honestly, I've been trying to think when you asked Jake there, and not been much going on. Things have been quiet. I think Probably the most exciting or kind of funny thing you can go from is my mum and dad have the front garden. They have a patch of grass which is on the west coast of Scotland. It's full of moss. It basically is just moss. It's not any grass. And I tried my best to get my gardening act on and got the scarifier out. Took as much moss out as possible, and then I put a good bit of moss killer down there, thinking it would then let the grass grow through. But instead, we now have a black patchy garden because there's no grass and there's also no moss. So that's kind of about as exciting as it gets.
Good job, Titchmarsh.
So your poor parents are having to put up with you living at home in your bedroom that's not decorated since you were, a teenager. So it's still got your Superman bedspread. Your mum's having to cook for you, and then you've gone and ruined their lawn. You've decimated their lawn. So okay, that actually gets that gets a good 7 points, I think, for that, because I quite like the idea of you going out to help, but ruining the lawn.
I tried hard, but in a good effort.
It was a good effort, and I mean, Jake was a bit. That was a nothing kind of thing he came up with, so he only gets 5 points for that. Bradley, currently leading. What have you been doing? Either the most stupid, daftest thing you've done, lockdown's very different to your normal life, or most out of character. What's been happening with you at Chateau Smith?
Well, to be honest, Eugene Laverty, he's been trying to sell his M4, and it's been sat on the forecourt for the last, I think 2 months or something. And he was worried about the battery, so he asked me to go and give it a spin, because basically he was worried that it would go flat and then he'd have to pay for a new battery and this, that, and the other. And he'd go, oh yeah, just drive it a few miles, this, that, and the other. And I took it up in the hills and just started drifting and wheel spinning it everywhere and practicing on the hairpin turns. So I think I'm going to need to get him some new rear tyres before he sells it. But yeah, that was my lockdown lunacy.
That's good. I mean, that gets an 8 because that's kind of like a nice sort of donut kind of structure there. And I like you took him literally. He said, take the car for a spin. You did.
So I did.
What he asked. So that's, we like that.
Can you imagine if you wrote it off?
Put it back. Don't say a word. So that's another good retort. And so we've got looking at the scores, Bradley's going into quite a nice lead at the moment. We've got Jake in the rear with 10 points, John on 12, Bradley 15. So not bad at all. So from round 2, let's go now to round 3. Round 3 is brought to you by Petronas, and it's called Home Help. We want to know what device or advice has been invaluable to our contestants during lockdown. We know that John loves his Garmin. We know that Jake loves his home gym, even if he just goes there to have a kick back and relax. But what other insight can our guys impart? And what does Bradley have up his sleeve? And talking of Bradley, we'll go to contestant number 3 first. Bradley, what device or advice, what's helped you in this lockdown time that you maybe didn't expect?
To be honest, a steam mop out on my balcony, because basically I've got my home trainer set up out there, and when I say I sweat like I don't know what and leave a puddle everywhere on the tiles, I need to mop it up, because literally it dries and there's like a rainbow of like so basically the steam mop has been my friend, because every couple of days I have to clear everything from on the balcony and give it a full steam mop and put everything back there again. Otherwise it wouldn't be a pretty sight.
Do you have a pinafore or something for when you're doing your steam mopping on the balcony?
No, I'm the guy that does it naked. So you just walk around the place and just and do it naked. No one can see me. I'm on the balcony, so I'm all right.
God, that scare people.
You were going to get a high score for that because you put the vision of yourself naked. I think you did a very small score for that. It's not my fault that your brain went there, mate. That's a small score.
Quite small going off
your score for that round, I'm afraid. Let's go next. Let's go to John. What else have you found useful apart from your Garmin love?
Well, one thing that's come in useful these last couple of weeks, which I'll be completely honest with you, I'm not really a gaming kind of person. Even as a kid, I was never never that into games, but I've actually got a PS4. Thank you, Andy. And I've been playing MotoGP, the 2020 game. I've been practicing for the upcoming virtual races. It's been good for two things. One thing for just kind of reminding me of where I'm going on the tracks and keeping the memory fresh there. But also, I've been playing against my crew chief, so it's been quite fun being able to chat to him in the headpiece and have a bit of a laugh while we've been doing that. So that's been keeping me busy for these last couple of weeks.
Okay, good bit of training, good bit of interaction with the team. We'll give you 7 points for that. Jake, let's go to you. Jake, what other device or advice has been helpful to you in this time?
I don't know, I get really bored, so I like to buy stuff. So the internet's been quite good to me. Just bought a new TV bed. So I spend a lot of time in bed now. Bradley loves it. He's doing that because he texted me the other day calling me that Dixie's got a mansion and stuff like this, and he just loves it. And I said, who's the one that's living in Monaco? Come on, says it all. That says it all. I live in the UK, he lives in Monaco. Absolute Sheetsville over there. Yeah, so the TV beds actually come quite good.
So a TV bed, what's a TV bed?
Well, exactly what it says, a TV and a bed. It comes out the end of the bed and then it goes back in. Basically, why we bought one as well, because we always wanted one when we moved in, but for whatever reason didn't get one, and then I decided to put a big TV on the wall and it started to basically rip all the plaster off the wall, so Sarah wasn't particularly happy, so she told me to take it down. So I thought the best way to do it, get a TV bed.
I like the idea of a TV bed. I must admit, okay, that gets 8.5 points. That's the highest single round score so far. That's very good. And it's exceptionally close at the moment now. So third place still, but only half a point behind the lead is Jake. John's on 19 points. Bradley's on 19 points. So very interesting round there. So that was round 3 over. Now let's go to round 4. So round 4 is brought to you by Flyme2 and it's entitled Go Get. Jake and John know this and poised and maybe have their running shoes on. This is where we ask our contestants to go get something from their homes. If you don't have the item we ask for, then creativity comes into play, so you can kind of fudge it that way. You need to leave where you're sat, so earphones out, go or run off and get something and bring it back. Contestants at the ready. One contestant might struggle to find their way to this particular room, but let's see what happens. Go get something from the kitchen. This is where we see how far the kitchens are away from everyone and how quickly they can find something there. Very interesting. Oh, look at that. Bananas from Jake.
Dixie would take forever on this one because his house is so big.
You say that. You got B. You got B.
Hey!
You got B.
Bananas, mate.
That's good.
Love it, John. Love it.
John's mum's trying to tell him which one is the kitchen.
Exactly. So that's good. So Jake's back first with bananas. It's a good and a dog. So that's a nice 8 points for Jake. Bradley, are they clean or are they waiting to be cleaned?
No, they're clean. Right. They've already been in the dishwasher and they're clean.
That's a nice array.
They're probably made from Gucci, mate. They are. The amount of money that you spend on stuff.
We like that. That's good. That's another 8 points. John took a bit longer. I've been where the kitchen was, but you bought an array. So
I took 3 items.
That's good. So I'm going to give you 8.3 because you brought a nice array. That's good. We like that. Item number 2 at the ready, and I think Jake's got a bit of assistance here as well. Go get a piece of sporting equipment, something sports equipment. I'm talking of sports equipment. Teamwear for 2020 is available with a 30% discount on our website if anyone is interested. John's back first with some natty shoes. Perfect. Bring your
It's not
race
mine.
helmet. Good.
Oh my God, he's
It's the full combo, and it's a complimentary combo as well.
I'm put all time marks up the wall and everything. I'm in so much trouble.
Oh my God.
That's for the bike, Bradley. For that, you get 9.5 points for the bike.
Come on.
There you go.
9.5. John was quick with the
I'll get the shoes to go on the bike.
and the shoes go on the bike, so it's complimentary. I think you get 8.5 points there, John. And then Jake, the helmet, you could wear it on the bike, but you're going to look a bit stupid. It's good.
It's not the principle of it's a helmet. It's a world champion's helmet, so that must be a lot of points.
It's a world. Oh, okay. Let's give you.
I think it's fake.
He stole it.
Yeah, exactly. What are we going to give you?
I think Dixon's
8.3.
just a big Woofenden fanboy and got it done himself.
Exactly.
Absolutely wearing.
That's what he's been buying online.
That's what he's been painting during lockdown. That's why he's not done anything else. He's just been delicately painting the helmet replica. Didn't want to spend the money on a real one. Okay, final item.
That's why he's got the telly bed, just so he can watch reruns of Woofenden's races.
Like this as well, though.
Sound effects and everything.
Whilst eating the banana through it like this, because I don't want to take the helmet off.
Right, item number 3, and this will be a challenge for one contestant, but let's see what comes from it. Go get something from the garden or outside. And looking to this weekend, we've got Fabio in action with another virtual race coming up, which we're hoping to get their team's first MotoGP podium. Oh, that was a dead heat coming in. Wow. What is that? Jake, what is it?
It's a poo picker.
Whereas John has all the equipment he needs to pretend to be a gnome in the garden.
Brad, you don't know what to do with that.
Look at that.
This one's actually quite heavy. Can I show it and put it down?
Yes, it's too heavy. So the training and the workout routine's going well then, John, if some Wellington boots and a watering can are too heavy for you.
That's Moto 3 for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oil, look.
It's good points all round, but I think, Bradley, there's an opportunity for you to get a bonus, but what's in the box? What is it? What is the particular tool that you have on your balcony?
Oh, hang on a minute.
But why
Can
is it
you
going
work
in
your
the
way out
garden,
how to open it?
Yeah, well,
Probably empty.
it's a bit mucky. Hang on a second. Hang on. Oh, hang on. There you go.
You can tell you don't use it often.
Exactly.
It's flat.
And it's flat, so it's not used regularly, so it was going to be a high score. Okay, so for that element, Bradley, you get 4 because it looks good, proper power tool, but the fact that it's not even charged, no real man has power tools that aren't charged. You keep them state of readiness,
extra point.
you can do the job, bang.
Extra point if he knows how to put the drill bit in.
Exactly, twist the end, yeah. John and Jake both get 9
Oh, it's
points.
just leaked all on my leg. Ugh.
So John and Jake both get 9 points for their element of that round. But we've got a special bit now, purely for Bradley, because John and Jake have already done this. We know what they can produce in these elements. We want you, Bradley, to go and get a musical instrument. A musical instrument, or something you can play as a musical instrument.
Okay, hang on a second.
Go. John and Jay, what do you think Bradley's going to get? What's your guesses?
I reckon,
Harmonica.
Yeah,
Harmonica. There's been a lot of harmonica action, actually. In fact, I think I've got one somewhere I could use. How do you
I actually had a
reckon?
practice. I've seen someone play the spoons. Have you ever seen anyone play the spoons before?
Yeah, Eddie Jordan.
I think it's a Scottish
plays the
thing, mate.
spoons. Yeah. Bradley's gone now.
Alright, I'm back.
The old saucepan trick.
I got to hear you again. Hang on a second. Here we go. Right, let's have a look. So we got a bit of a drum. And then we've got...
But don't do that, smash! They're gonna smash.
I wanted them to smash.
This is Brad.
I'm my own marching band here.
Okay, so for not only...
the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. Hey!
Oh my god.
Fortunately, you finished there because you were getting high points for bringing so many instruments, for playing them, and then also points for the initiative of singing. But the singing was continued, so you nearly lost the point. But I think that's it. That's a 15-pointer. 15.
There you go. There you go. Destroyed them all.
Yeah.
Destroyed them all.
So let's look where we go on that. So that means round 4, that's done. Quite a bit of movement there. Jake's just in the rear still with 43.5 points. John's up to 44.8. Bradley with that, the band, Bradley's own band, is up to 55.6 points. So that means now it is time for round 5. A quick bit of housekeeping here for those who've been following the competition and for Jake and John who've done the previous competitions. Round 5 is not round 5 as we used to know it. Round 6 becomes round 5, but round 6, which is now round 5, we're changing, so it's a new round 5. So if you follow that, you're a better man than me. Round 5 is called Breakout Bonanza, and it's brought to you by Sepang International Circuit. Crucially, this is now the final round, so it's all to play for now. So this is where we want to get the big scoring round. We ask contestants what 3 things they want to do once lockdown is fully over. So when it's all gone, when we can go out in the big wide world, what 3 things do you really want to do? And you can take liberties with time, space, and wealth to determine your ideal post-lockdown scenario. So let's start with the current points leader, Bradley. What 3 things once lockdown is all away? What do you want to do?
I think first and foremost, I'd like to go see my family. We had a bit of a family death a couple of weeks ago, so it'd be nice to go and see my family and give everyone a big hug. Number 2, I'd love to go ride my motocross bike because it's something that I've missed dearly. And number 3, I'll go get a cappuccino in Italy because I don't live that far away and they're much better there than they are in France.
In France, you get the cappuccino where they put whipped cream on sometimes. Have you had those ones?
Yeah, that's more in the mountains and stuff, but yeah, it's lost on me. I think it's just to make their burnt, harsh coffee taste better, but it really doesn't.
So for some coffee tips there, good bit of supporting the family. Sorry to hear about your news there. I think we give you a solid 20 points. Final round, so 20 points. Good score there. It's all to play for. Next, we're going to go to Jake. Jake, what 3 things when lockdown's all gone, when you can go out in the big wide world, what 3 things do you want to do?
Go to Nando's,
Go to the cinema and go to the racetrack.
He's simple, isn't he?
Simple. Wait, easy living, bro. Easy living.
I noticed how much excitement there was when you mentioned the word Nando's. There was some good barking there, so that's some canine food going on there. Cinema when you've already got a TV bed. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but come on, it's not the same experience, is it, than being sat in a massive screen eating just.
No, hang on a second. Also, what do you have in Nando's if you're vegan?
Hey, I tell you, sweet potato and butternut squash wrap. Can't beat it.
It's very good. Yeah.
Can't beat it. With rice, char grilled veg, boom. Okay,
so Jake.
Hummus and pita to start. Mate, I'm getting revved up thinking about it.
Which sauce? How hot do you go at Nando's? How hot? Where are you? How many chilies?
I'm probably going to go hot because I've not been hot in a while. And Sarah thinks I'm pretty hot, so I'm going to go extremely hot.
Extremely hot. Right, we like that. And go racing. Brilliant. So 25 points for Jake.
Yeah.
25 points. There you go. John, all on you now. What 3 things do you want to do once lockdown's over?
Pressure's on. That was a hard round to beat. So first one would be obviously family. We'd like to see all my family because the one thing we've not been able to do is see people. Second one, I want to ride my MotoE. So any racetrack anywhere in the world, I'd just like to be there with the team, ride the bike. And the third one would be a coffee ride on my bicycle. I'm getting sick of doing solo rides. I'd love to get in a group with some good friends and go for a 3-hour training ride, but sit in the coffee shop for at least 2.5 of them hours and eat cake and drink coffee.
John, can we go to La Fabrica?
Oh, Brad, now we're talking. I'll have about 3 of them. That would be perfect.
Like it. Okay, good. So, John, we're going to give you 20 points as well there. That means we have to do some adding up and see where we're at.
Jake's not good at that.
We're not going to ask Jake to do it. That's okay.
He does count his money.
What? I'm not, babe. How much I got in there?
So, the good news...
Piggy bank.
The good news is everyone's got a podium. On the 3rd place step, we have John McPhee.
Hey!
Podium, John.
I've been third 2 times on the podium.
It's because you got that second in Qatar. It's kind of like, you're just there. You were right behind, and you had 64.8 points. 2nd place, Jake Dixon.
Whoa.
68.5 points. Well done. And then through the deductive prowess of Colombo, we can see the winner is...
It's embarrassing if he didn't win. He had an extra round.
It's true. It's true. 75.5 points. Well done, Bradley. Your prize for winning is a Petronas cap. We'll give it to you.
That's the first thing that team's ever given me, so I'm going to take that as a winner.
Well, we gave you a ride in Silverstone. I mean, we're not going to talk about that ride, obviously.
That's true. I threw that one away, didn't I?
So, well done.
All right, I was still faster than Jake and never even rode the bike.
Where was you in the race, man? I didn't even see you.
I passed you about 4 times on the opening lap.
I'm thinking, who's this annoying fly?
Thank you everyone for joining us. We hope everyone enjoyed watching. Please give us your feedback online. We'll read all your comments. Talking of next time, it may well be an all Malaysian lineup. Just watch this space. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for the latest info and to submit your questions to win the lovely pair of Monitor Moniflex trainers. Stay safe, keep washing those hands and follow all the best practice advice in your country. Don't follow the best practice advice advice from John, Jake, or Bradley. Thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you in particular to all frontline workers. If you're watching this live, later today, MotoGP will be streaming the Australian GP from the year 2000. So Jake will be on his TV bed watching that, no doubt. So enjoy that. For lockdown, we'll see you all
Europe.
Thinking it's Europe.
fans in Europe. We'll see you all again next week. Thank you, everyone.